Hey guys, so good afternoon if you're on the other side of the world or Earth. I don't know how to say it anymore. And good morning if you are in North America. It's Thursday, May the 20. Is it 30th? Yes, it's the 30th. So that makes today an 11 day. May is 5, right? 5th month. 30 makes it 3. 5 and 3 makes it 8. 2019 equates to a 3. So you have an 11. I've noticed that days that are like this with an 11 look like this. I guess just call me like Mr. OCD or Mr. Pay Attention to Too Much. I always think about like, oh, they're playing God today because it's an 11 day. So I wonder what in the world's gonna occur, what will happen. I'm not surprised because when I do the math and I kind of see things occur on those same days, I'm just like, when I see the weather like this, I always think, oh, okay, I sense false flag, and then most people would fall for it because the effects of whatever is in the swamp gas, as Rex from League Project says. But also understanding the opposition too, which is what is going on outside in the atmosphere that might be trying to penetrate the Earth's surface, and those gamma, UV, and radiation waves could be too strong for our human bodies. So those who are in power and those who run everything, allegedly, or those who think they are in control, they probably just don't want to die. They want to hold on to their riches and wealth and power. So they are going to participate and do what they want to make sure that, you know, they're shielded and whatnot. So we just end up caught up in the middle of that. Okay, sir, can I drive? This guy is driving so awful. Thank you for stopping. So I wanted to kind of just rant a little bit. I had a friend. This guy's driving weird. I had a friend. Oh, he's a Lyft driver. I had a friend over 2 nights ago, and I guess my friend is like impartial woken, impartial not. And it was interesting because he was talking about channeling, and he's like, I really want to get more in tune with my myself, and I want to be more in tune with my soul, and I want to know how to channel more, and blah blah and blah. And I'm like, I channel. It's actually like, some of it's pretty cool because everything I've channeled is legit, because it's not my information, it's not my brain. So it's coming from somewhere else. And if you saw like the clip I posted yesterday about, finally there's some sort of disclosure of an unidentified aerial activity. Sorry, I'm trying not to yawn. There's proof that something's up there, and so something up there definitely knows how to communicate. And I even notice it with items that flicker. When I see items that flicker like that over there, and then look at the other lights, nothing, flicker. So I know that through a certain strange lingo or strange language, there are like that. Those are different ways to channel. Like, it's not just through mind, it's through light codes, it's through observing and analyzing your environment, and then you kind of go into a psychoactive state, but only through a clear pineal gland can you really understand what's coming through. So for instance, to me, if I were to channel, I would say there's either a stargate or a vortex right over there, or people who are doing an activity that is high vibrational. So it could be, I don't know, a cartel or gang or whatever of the strongest vibration of whatever is going on will cause something like that to happen. That's how you channel messages. You just know. So I was trying to share with my buddy, and what was weird was, like, he was just sort of very chatterboxy and all about himself, and trying to prove to me that he's worked with celebrities, and he's a well-known this and that. And I'm like, well, if you're well-known, then how come you're couch surfing on my couch? Like, you should have your own place. You should be. So I don't mean to talk smack or judge him, but it only encouraged me to judge him, essentially, because he set himself up. He was trying to make himself look so cool, but it's like, yeah, but I'm so aware that something ain't right. Number one, he smoked a lot of weed, so I already knew, and I posted about, I'll put it in my description box below. Back on Mother's Day, I had a little discovery about THC, CBD, DMT, and how it affects the pineal gland, and I had a theory: could this inhibit your pineal gland process? Because that's also our ascension process as well. We have to get that pineal gland as purified and decalcified as possible. I meant to say this a long time ago, and I forgot. I needed to correct myself, and thanks to Ma Pizza, because he's cool like that. Calcification means that everything it's in a solid. It's collected and dried up, for lack of words. Decalcification means it becomes liquefied, or it becomes solid matter, if that makes any sense. Like, for me, I think oil is a solid matter because you can't diffuse it. You can't diffuse or break up oil. Oil stays in its matter, or it stays in its shape or form. It can't be diffused, like, unless you add heat or gas to it, then it changes its chemical compound. I've studied science. I'm smart. It was just unfortunate that after college, I became more smarter. And through this whole awakening process, it's like I think I already remember what science is, which is weird. Because there's a lot of things going on now where I'm having some vivid dreams of stuff that I'm like, I don't know what the heck was that dream all about. But I think I don't know if they're memories or stuff. My lips are chappy. Anyways, because a lot of people, we smack when we're talking or videos. Dry lips. So going back to my strange friend, he just kind of, high in the clouds, and just, bragging about, his lavish lifestyle, but he was so focused on, what he was physically doing and what he was saying. They weren't really going to get, it was just so much energy. And a lot of times when people have a lot of energy, I get a life force drain, because sometimes on accident, people are not aware. They know how to vacuum your energy. And sometimes, like, I don't know how to block people from doing that. I don't know how to guard myself from doing that. But I started to learn, like, when I drive or whatnot, bring my amethyst with me. Bring my big mama amethyst. Ooh, yes. Pure raw amethyst. So, woohoo! So, I have my amethyst in the car because if I'm driving so much, there's a lot happening while I'm driving. So, I just figured I have a selenite at home, which is strong enough. And, you know, my amethyst is with me. But I gave my buddy a stone, too. It was a quartz generator. Because I know, for my protective sake, or for whatever it is, this is kind of strange. People who do stonework will know what I'm talking about. The way that I knew to guard or protect myself from my friend, who I think was a potential threat to me, I gave him a stone and he touched it. So the fact that he touched it, it has my remnants and resin on it. It has my energy work on it. So therefore I can do radio energy work on him without having to drain myself. Or when he's doing a life force drain on me, I knew to give a generator to him, so that way it diffuses, you know, the person that he's in contact with. The generator would generate his own energy to himself versus taking it from other people, if that makes any sense at all. I really love stonework. People always go like, but that's not in the Bible. I'm like, in the book of Adam, it talked about rain quartz. But also gemstones, or whatever you want to call them, they came out of the earth. So if it came out of the earth, it's beneficial for your body, just like every essential oil, plant, whatever, what have you. And long story short, they're there for a reason. I was watching, did I finish my story with my crazy friend? At the end of the day, we were about to bunk heads, and I had to, like, you know, dismiss him because he was really just all about himself. And it was no surprise that his last name is a very famous last name. And then when I talked about a connection to another famous name, I won't say it on my video, but a very famous, not famous, but a well-known name around the world who runs some part of something of the world, he was like, oh, my grandfather, he's one of them too. I'm like, oh God, why? And so, yep, if I found out my friend was in the works of Freemasonry. And so, not that it's a judgment, not that I should stay away from you or run for the hills, Aaron. You're sacrificial meat. But no, it's just more of like, look, I understand what you guys do. I understand your practice. I understand your religion. And the fact that I understand the opposition, I was able to just keep my position and stay in place. And I wasn't scared. It's not like, I have a lot of friends who, after becoming celebrities or doing a movie or so, they have to go into that because that is just part of what it is. Either Scientology, Kabbalah, or 33rd degree, lodge. So it's all, that's just what they got to do. It's what it is. And what's interesting was my mom, she's awakening too. She's so cute. So I was explaining this to her, and she was just kind of like, oh, so like, and then she started putting two and two together that, because we were talking about politics and how it connects. She was like, oh, so would it be only correct to say that, and she was saying how if Trump will be doing what he's got to do and it might look opposite to us in television because how they operate is opposition. It's just weird. That's just how they operate. Everything is so backwards. And the only way to see the truth is to look from back to forward. And the fact that she was able to like see that and to recite it back to me, I was like, yes, she's ascending. Because of all people who I really am just like, please ascend, please come with us, is my mom. Or, you know, if I'm an indigo, then that makes her a surrogate mama, right? And the last thing I wanted to say was, I saw, what's his name? Rap the News and his potty mouth. But I love him. I would not trade him to be like any other. Like, I want him to stay exactly how he is. Everyone should stay exactly how they are. But he posted a video, and I guess he gets bombarded by the YouTube gremlins too, that if you put out too much truth, then you pass the line. If you basically, it's kind of like a game of chess. You have to wait to make your move next. You can't just go ahead. That's how I understand this game. And I think he pushed it, but he was talking about how Christianity was backwards. Or, yeah. He said Christianity is the most backwards religion, or something like that. But I understand it, because if King James was into Freemasonry and he was the one who had it rewritten, then everything you have to understand about Scripture has to be in reverse. You know, when they talk about, for example, Moses getting the 10 Commandments or whatever, it's really about learning who went up to get tablets in general, or how did the tablets come down. So you look at the emerald tablets and Thoth, and that's the real story of who went up to the mount to get the tablets and brought them down. What they tell you about the laws and the 10 Commandments, that was just kind of like trying to institute instructions for the people during that time who were idolizing the wrong thing. But it doesn't have to do with us today, because we don't idolize, animals and bulls and whatnot. But then it tells people who are on that side of religion to idolize animals and and they still do. So it's sort of a weird inversion where whichever position you are in, you go into the understanding however you want to open your door, and it comes back out the way that you're looking at the mirror. So it's just such a mind F, right? And only so many few people would understand how to maintain their position in life when they understand the full perspective. And the goal is to try to understand the full perspective as much as possible. That's what I was trying to tell my friend. I won't say her name, but I was trying to tell her yesterday that, just because I posted a video of someone who believes in esoteric spirituality work, because it's still a form of spirituality, it's still a form of understanding, but I don't follow esoteric because they use people and use energy, and life forces are involved, and dark magic is involved, dark arts are involved, witchcraft is involved, but that is all can benefit the person. So, but I'm not one to judge. It's just I won't be doing it. But just because I posted a video of someone who does esoteric research doesn't mean that that's a bad guy and that what that person is saying is false. So I was arguing with my friend about, how the information is valuable because it's talking about, it was a very deep topic, and I won't go back into it, but long story short, the way that one side of believers of a certain belief system sees something may actually be the direct, it goes to the white meat of the situation, whereas some other practices and beliefs are opposite. It's only for them to know to read it backwards, not us. And then there's us who are just caught in the middle, like, what the hell? So anyway, 20 minutes in, I'm gonna let you guys go. Have a good rest of your day. This was my rant, because I have to drive 30 miles in traffic on Thursdays, and I'm just so sleepy. So the only way to stay awake is to talk to you guys. I hope you're doing well. And I couldn't hold it in. I had to yawn. Sorry, I passed it on to you guys. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Have a great, wonderful day. Take care. Bye.